Urgent, guys, there's a new IRS law that's making small business owners and business owners, side hustlers, pay $500 per day unless you do this one very simple task. Okay? So guys, this is something that we have to shake up and talk about here on this channel because nobody heard about this. I mean, I talk to small business owners each and every day, and right now there's a new IRS rule in town that's going to shake things up for 32 million small business owners across the United States. All right, here's the kicker. Most of us don't even know it exists, okay? Seriously, I asked around and everybody's like, I've never heard of this. I don't have a clue of this. So I'm going to dive deep into this on this channel here today. Stick with me. I'm going to show you exactly how to get this done. You don't want to miss some of the deadlines that are associated with this because it could hit you with a $500 per day bill each day, racking up every single day if you don't do these simple things, okay? Big fines, big penalties, and trust me, don't kick this down the road. They'll show up with a bill on you, and before you know it, you'll be shut down and out of business, okay? I'm Edward Bilder, guys. Thanks for joining me for another video. Remember to check back daily to not miss any of my here today, gone tomorrow sort of stuff like grant deadlines or funding deadline updates. I always have certain things that have here today, gone tomorrow sort of stuff, okay? If you never want to miss anything, just become a subscriber to the channel, right? Or join my email list found in the description. You can always text me in the description. My phone number's up there. Just text coach to that number and we could set you up with a free consultation. We can talk about business funding, your business startup, or we can get into real estate. Love talking about real estate. I have a beautiful course in the description on a mega sale right now. It's the Gateway Strategy into Real Estate. Go check that out. And while you're up there, grab your free stocks. Okay, guys, let's dive into exactly what this thing is, okay? It's called the Corporate Transparency Act, and it came into play on January 1st of this year. And let me tell you, it's got some teeth to it, right? How much teeth? $500 a day, okay? Literally, that's a lot of money if you don't get this thing filed, all right? It's designed to crack down on financial crimes like money laundering and shady business structures, right? People that hide under these shady business structures and they just launder money all over the place, all right? Now, the deal is that the U.S. is now requiring you to report exactly who's pulling the strings financially behind the scenes with all these businesses, okay? Like individuals who are in control of the business, especially those if they're in control of all the finances of the business, all right? They want you to fill out this thing called a BOI for short. It's called the Beneficial Ownership Report. And the report needs to land on the desk of the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, which is part of the U.S. Treasury, okay? But guys, don't fret, all right? I'm going to walk you through this and we're going to talk step by step some of the key details on getting this whole thing filled out, okay? Now, let me talk to you guys about some numbers real quick to give you like a sense of scope of what's actually going on out here, okay? Because at the time of me filming this, there had only been approximately 1 million business owners who even got around to submitting this report, okay? That's not very many when we're talking 32 million small businesses that are out there who have to get this done. I mean, people are lagging behind in this one for sure. And believe me, you could be in a world of trouble with Uncle Sam here and just have a bill show up one day. You don't want this happening, okay? Now, the government breaks it down into two main categories of individuals who have to fill this out. You got domestic reporting and you got foreign reporting. So in the world of domestic, so if you are an LLC, an S-Corp, or any type of business entity that's registered with your Secretary of State, you technically fall under this domestic reporting. Everybody else, LLC corporation, who is considered foreign, naturally you're going to be falling on the other categories. That is if you're outside of the United States doing business. Now, there's a few exemptions to this rule, 23 to be exact. These exemptions mostly apply to like larger companies, 20 plus or more employees, making over $5 million in annual gross receipts. So things like nonprofits, banks, insurance companies, and the like, these guys are probably going to be exempt from all of this, all right? But if you've got an LLC collecting dust, the only way you're going to get off the hook with this thing is if you filed it and formed it before January 1st of 2020. And it could not have made more than $1,000 in the last year, okay? So everybody else, you're on the hook for this thing, okay? Here's the kicker. If you're among the lucky few who qualify for one of these exemptions, you've got this form to fill out, and the sooner you can do it, the better. The last thing you want to do is get a surprise bill from the IRS with a bunch of zeros attached to it. And, you know, let's face it, it could literally shut your business down. Now, let's take this a level deeper here and let's talk about who exactly has to report this information in, okay? Because we're going to break it down to the beneficial ownership as being the crucial persons or person who has to fill this information out. So this is anybody who directly or indirectly yields certain significant reporting over the company. Think like your president, your CFO, your general counsel, CEO, COO, right? These guys all fit the bill, okay? Another way of looking at it is if somebody owns, say, 25% or more of the company, they're in the club, all right? So if you have a partner and you're splitting these things 50-50, you both have to make appearances on this particular report. And if there's 3 others, well, 4 others, well, you know how it works, right? All of you literally have to put your names down on the report. 25% or less, you could breathe easy. You're off the hook, okay? Well, guys, I'm spilling all the tea today. If you like this kind of content, consider becoming a subscriber. Don't forget to hit the like button. And guys, remember, fastest way to grow and scale quickly is to take others along with you. So share this with all your friends and all your family. Let's get back to the video. Now, let's talk about deadlines because we don't want to be late to the party. If your business was up and running before January 1st of 2021, you have until January 1st of 2025 to get this report in. Okay, let me say that again. If you were up and running before January 1 of 2024, you have until January 1 of 2025 to fill out this form and turn it in. Okay, that goes for all corporations, LLCs, non-exempt, anything that's been created before this magical date. Okay, they're giving you 1 year to get your ducks in a row before they're going to start racking up to $500 per day. All right, now if your business was born after January 1st of 2024, things got to move a lot faster for you. You have 90 days to do this. 90 days. Let me say it again. If you were opened after January 1st of 2024, you have 90 days to fill this report out. Okay? So you've probably been notified by your registrars. All your registrations have been asking you probably to submit this report. So don't miss those deadlines. They will come with hefty fines. All right? Now, about those fines, I know you guys are curious. If you willfully neglect to file this report, you could be seeing civil penalties up to $500 per day if you're out of compliance, right? You heard me right, $500 per day. So if you got 60 days that you're sliding through without filling this out, that could be $30,000, all right? Right out of your pocket. Trust me, that could shut you guys down, right? I'm sure $30,000 in working capital is something pretty crucial for you guys. Now, aside from just having penalties like financial penalties, if you are internationally and you decide to skip this thing, you could be looking at not only a $10,000 fine, but up to 2 years in prison, okay? So there you're serving actual time plus paying a hefty fine. You don't want this happening, right? Okay. Now, let me break this down for you because I want to walk you guys a little bit deeper. I've dropped a link in the description where you could find this form. Okay, to make this real simple and easy for you guys, literally just go fill out the form and get this thing done. You're going to be hitting something called the BOIE filing system when you hit that link, and you'll see at the top of the page, you'll be able to select something called the BOIR, which is the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. Okay, you're going to have 2 options of either a drop down where you could drop down and download a PDF, or you could fill it out and then submit it right through their system. All right, it's a breeze to do it through by doing this online versus a PDF and mailing this whole thing in. All right, so I would opt with the route that is just simpler. Okay, now after selecting your option, you're going to be entering directly into the government information system. So you're going to have to agree to their terms and so on and so forth. Right, they'll be asking you what kind of filing you're doing. So I'm guessing for most of us, this will be the initial report, right? So select the initial report since this might be your first time around. Hit the next button and you're off to the races. Now, they have this thing called the fencing ID. I want to break this down for you for a second here. Think of it like your personal ID, right? You got a driver's license and it has all that information on there, right? Similar is a fencing ID, okay? It's not your whole life story, but it's specific things like your name, your date of birth, right? Just pop this ID in and bam, like all your information will just come over, okay? So there's no sharing addresses, jurisdictions, or any personal details. And you just go ahead and request it one single time, all right, versus having to do it many times if you have to do it more than once. And first up inside of there, you're going to have to report your company's legal name, right? So whatever is on your official documents is the information here. You're not going to want to go at like any DBAs, okay? No trade names, no DBAs, just what is found on your documentation. Toss that in there too, and there's no fancy labels around it. Just type them out, okay? Now, pick your tax identification type, slap that number in. It's super easy. And then spill the beans on when your company was formed, and then drop the address in and hit next. Now, if you've been open before January 1st of 2024, you'll click yes here. If you opened after January 1st, you'll click the after January 1st, and you'll have to dive into more details on the application, because obviously you have 90 days versus a year to get this whole thing done. Now, if you are under the age of 18, you will have to bring a parent or guardian into the mix for filling out this information. So you got to be 18 at least to fill this out. And remember, if you have that fencing ID, just go ahead and fill that out and pull that information straight in, because it'll make this whole process a lot easier for you. Now, next part of this whole process is where they get into the meat of who are the actual beneficial owners. And for this, you're going to have to spill literally all the details on them. So they want every person's name who is beneficial owner of 25% or more inside the business, names, addresses, the whole shebang here. And you will have to qualify it with like a state ID or a passport with your name on it and picture. All right, government ID has to be used here. So if you have more people to add, it's simple. Just hit add beneficial owner and keep doing that process until you have everybody on the list and get everybody's documents up to date and prepared. Okay. Now, last but not least, they're going to ask you for an email address, and then you have to sign it certifying that everything is on the up and up. Hit submit, and it is simple as that. By filling out that simple document, you will find yourself avoiding some serious penalties here, $500 per day. Trust me, you don't want to be caught in that situation, right? And especially if you've opened after January 1st of 2024, you literally have 90 days to get this done. Now, just a reminder, guys, I'm not a financial advisor or any type of tax accountant, right? So check with your financial advisor or certified tax accountant that's closest to your business if you want further support on getting this done. That's all for today. I appreciate you tuning in for another one. Remember to become a subscriber or head on up to the description and just join my email list so you never miss my here today, gone tomorrow sort of stuff like grant updates or funding deadlines, right? There's always going to be something that might not be there tomorrow, okay? So check back with us daily or join the email list. Remember, you could always text coach to my number found in the description if you want to get hooked up with a free consultation. There's never any upfront charge, okay? We could talk about building business credit, scaling your current business, or if you're in a startup, or we could talk about real estate. I do have an awesome course found in the description. It is the gateway strategy into real estate. Check that out, all right? Guys, grab your free stocks before you go. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so none of this was financial advice. And I'll catch you guys all on the next one. Bye for now.